Hey guys, welcome to Copernicus Corner. I am back over in Watcher of Realms again, and I've got a bunch of daily things I've been doing. Um, got a deep sea pearl, 30 island sun tunas, and 30 golden pineapples over here at the harbor. Looks like, let's check the mine real fast. We should have a little bit here, not much. 600 coins, 50 XP potions, and 3 stamina over there. And then I just checked Beirut a few minutes ago in the black market, or, I always want to call it the black market. It's also called the Dwarven Association. So, there you go. Nothing too exciting in there at the moment. Alright, let's see here. I think I'm going to hop on to events. We've got the Duel of Champions. That is for fighting in the arena, but we just got the very last thing there. That's 2 rare summoning crystals. So we don't really need anything else there right now. Event calendar shows we've got some things ending, including the special divine summoning, crazy invocation of spirits, crazy divine summoning, special ancient summoning, special invocation of spirits, hero training, corridor of glory, tales of the smith, and Duel of Champions. So, let's see here. What do I have in the Duel of Champions? Do I have everything? I do, yes, okay. Which I should have known that actually, but alas, alack, I did not. I don't think I've done any of this yet, perhaps. Let's go ahead and start some of these Vault in the Sands running in the background. Then, perhaps, I will go over and see about enhancing some gear real quick to level 4. We should have a good bit here to work with, I think. So we have all of this, and it goes down like so. And all of that is level 0 to 3. So, we can go to bulk organize, select all, and then bulk enhance up to level 4. 406 pieces of gear selected there, which will give us a good number of Tales of the Smith points. Draining our money a good deal as well. You can watch it go down there. That took 1,048,140 coins to get these things up to level 4. Let's see where that got us on this. On this events tab over here is Tales of the Smith. It got us the first 5 things here, which is pretty nice. That's 20 diamonds, 20,000 gold, 1 rare summoning crystal, 1 small stamina potion, and 1 rare skill crystal for that. Over in the Wizard's Ford, we got some rewards as well. We enhanced gear by 30 levels in total for 100,000 coins. Enhanced gear by 45 for 300,000 coins, and then enhanced by 60 for 1 of these rare summoning crystals. We also got 1 of these huge stamina potions for spending 3 million gold in total. Apparently that finished off another quest, which is complete 25 event quests, giving us 3 ancient summoning crystals. So it looks like if we complete some resource raid stages and spend some more gear, that might be not the worst way to go here. Could give us quite a bit of coinage, a little bit of stamina, and then we can yeah, alright, that makes some sense to do that. Let's see. And that was resource raids. So, let's see. Who do we need to promote? See who needs something. Okay, looks like Talon could use some stuff. We could do 9 rounds over here in the insignia of marksman. Let's try that. Let's see, hold on. Does that count though? That doesn't count as a resource raid. That would count as a promotion raid only, so hold on. Resource raids, it's gotta be gold or XP. Now, considering that I would need to enhance some things, maybe it would make the most sense to do 15 of these gold raids. We're only on stage 5, looks like, but we could do 10 of them as quick clears. Our capacity is reached. So, let's come see if we can sell some guys. I think I've recently done this, actually. Cleared out a bunch of the guys. I wonder if we have anybody we can awaken. Probably we do. And if so, then that could clear out some more folks before we sell some. So here's Brienne, and she can be awakened to Awakening 2, which would be good. Looks like it'll give her attack plus 5%. I haven't been using her in a while, so it's not like it matters that much, but every little bit helps, right? So 1 4-star psychic power shard, or token rather, from that. We can also awaken this this guy here. I think his name is Cyclone. And so let's go ahead and do that. I use him in the faction trial. I use Brienne in the faction trial as well. So like I said, everything sort of, you get these incremental gains. After dodge, damage increases by 15% for 10 seconds is his new thing. That's cool. And we get 1 4-star psychic power token for doing so. And we've got another awakening for Lightlock over here. He's a healer, and again, use him pretty often in the faction trial there. So we're gonna be able to awaken him twice. First time, Light of Cohesion now stacks up to 7 stacks. I don't remember exactly what that is, but we can check hopefully in a minute. That's a 4-star psychic power token for that. And then let's go on up. Wait, hold on. Let's come look. Lightlock's attack increases by 12% for 15 seconds each time he heals the same ally, which can be stacked up to 5 times. Loses all stacks if he changes target. So now it'll be able to stack up to 7 times. That seems fair. Increasing attack by 12%. Nice. Alright. Go to awaken him again, and this time we're going to get rage regen increase. So that'll be a good thing too. Alright, got 1 4-star psychic power token for that. Now, what else do we have that can be awakened? We have here, I think his name is like Azor or something like that. And he's going to get to enhance a skill during Paradise Clot. No, during Paradise Blood. Critical hits will inflict burning to the target's adjacent enemies. That's neat. There's Necrocron 2001. Lightlock is a nice healer early if it comes to keeping a single unit alive while also doing some AoE damage. Yeah, I had tried to get him at one point to fuse him together, and then I ended up not doing it because I got somebody else who I thought was better. And I don't know, I may have used him a couple of times, but primarily I use him in the faction trial at this point. We got a 4-star psychic power token for that. Necro rather, here's some history. When the game launched, his AoE damage was higher, plus he could hit a lot more targets. Basically unlimited, only limited by the AoE damage range. They nerfed him. Wow, that sounds kind of crazy, yeah. As it is, Lightlock, like I said, I use him in the faction trial pretty much, and he does well as the healer for, like, I think I have him on Edrin up there at the top for the faction trial. Here we have the girl whose name I believe is Muriel, and we're going to awaken her, so increases Muriel's attack by 10% for defense. Interesting. It's kind of cool. Necro says he's still a very competent single-target healer focusing on one target. His ultimate spam also is great if you can ultimate with each roll while he heals. Cool. So we got her attack increased. 4-star psychic power token for that. And then here is, I can't think of this one's name. I recently got her, him, I'm not sure if it's her or him. But one way or another, I think it's a marksman. And I only recently got them, and I haven't really used them yet so much. So Suitable to be fused. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna awaken instead. So that was the first awakening, and it says the required number of basic attacks to trigger 2 strikes is reduced by 1. Don't recall what that means. I know I did look at the skills of this person, but I don't really remember what they are. So we got a 4-star psychic power token for that. So let's see who this is. Its name is Tizira. That's right. So it's a girl with a headdress named Tizira. She's a plumed sniper. Sure, that makes sense. She's definitely plumed. All right. Back over to the Awaken tab here and see if we've got anybody else who would benefit from an awakening. Now it looks like that is it. So, with that in mind, I think we go over here to the cell window and let's try these 3-star guys. The only ones that I'm interested in keeping around of these guys are the ones that can fuse for something. And I don't know if I'll ever use that or not, but I want to keep them around just in case I decide to. So we're going to get 600 diamonds for dismissing those folks. Necro says she's a single target marksman that attacks quite quickly. She will come in handy whenever the Zealous Immortal Codex boss comes up. Is that the dude who sits there and you have to break the shield on him? Is that the Zealous Immortal Codex boss? Alright, 600 diamonds there. And then we're down to 193 out of 220 of the guys. Probably I could call it a day on that, but you know what? Let's go ahead and sell these as well and get some of these Epic Awakening tokens. I think that's fair. And Necro says yes, with a lot of attacks. Yeah, I think I may have played against him at some point. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so we get out of there, and then we're back on this situation here with the gold. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and run 10 quick clears, and that's gonna cost some stamina here. So we're gonna do one of these huge stamina potions. And you know what? Actually, I'm just gonna do another one as well because I'm gonna end up using that in a moment anyway. So let's go ahead and start the quick clear. And that'll be, you know, it's well named, aptly named quick. Not instant, but quick. Necro says Tizira is a great budget option for that boss fight. Cool, yeah, I just got her, maybe a week, maybe a week and a half at the most ago, somewhere in there. And I could be wrong, maybe, I'll say up to 2 weeks and cover my bases. Alright, so we got 204,700 coins, 8,640 XP potions. We got a Duradel. That's the one who may or may not be an elf, or perhaps a vampire. We got a few different, well, I say a few. We got 6 different greens and 5 different grays in that batch. Now I'm going to auto fight another 5 to hit that resource fight number that we need to do in order to get that event finished over here. So for the moment, Wizard's Hoard, we've got the 5 stages resource raids completed for 20,000 gold, and then the 10 stages as well for 40,000 gold. So, alright. That's a good thing to get knocked out. In a moment, we'll have this 15 times done, and then we're just going to have to spend a lot of gold that we don't currently have to spend, but that could perhaps be remedied. Alright, so let's come over here, look at the... We do have a little bit of 0 to 2 again, because we just started a couple of... I think we had done 1 gear raid. Maybe 2 in that... after doing the last enhancement. But regardless, let's go to bulk organize, and I want to take these guys up to level 4, and so that costs 5,900 gold for that. And then go to the stuff that's 4 to 7 And the first thing I want to do is go to bulk sell and try to find the stuff that I don't really care very much about and sell it off. And at this point, I may want to go ahead and just sell all of the legendary gear. Seems like it's not the worst idea ever. But also maybe not, because I don't have a whole lot of time to manage to get a decent number of things to enhance. So maybe I just enhance it on up and don't worry about it too much. I don't have a great deal of money, however, so it's kind of a balancing act to a large degree. Fortunately, I have a lot of gear that I've been collecting in between now and the last time that Tales of the Smith was around, which really wasn't very long ago at all, interestingly. Seems to come around pretty regularly, which is good. So, we can use those boosts, you know? Quite a few of these with this graphic here, kind of a little like, I don't know, it's like a burst of ice almost. It says whirlpool weapon, but it's like a frozen, I don't know, something. Frozen shards in a cluster. Not sure. I don't want to think about it. Zero, who is your favorite? I said Tazira, but I meant Necro. I was thinking about Tazira. Who's your favorite, like, current hero that you have? If you had to choose, say, if you just had to choose one damage dealer. Let's say that. Favorite DPS, you say probably Valara. I've seen Valara very often in Arena, and she certainly does seem to be very good. I think, is she a tactician? Because it seems like she does a move where she kind of goes forward. I think that's her. That goes a couple spaces, maybe forward in a big attack. And maybe that's not what's happening. It's just what I've interpreted to be happening. Necro says she can be on a platform, on the ground. She can move because she's a tactician. Okay, she is a tactician. She got invisibility outside her ultimate and good AoE damage. Yeah, you know, every time that I see her in Arena, I always think, man, that seems like she's pretty solid. I haven't, like I said, I haven't used her even as like a friend assist or anything like that. But I see her in there pretty often. And I've read her ultimate. I don't remember now what her ultimate is. I just remember that I thought, oh, looks like a pretty decent character there. And of course, what works in in Arena doesn't necessarily translate to other things, but it's just my takeaway from the whole thing. Neza seems to do quite well in Arena as well. And then there's another one, Yuri. Yuri is pretty impressive. Typically when I see her come out, she does well. I don't know if she's... I'm not sure I would say she's as good. I see her more often being used in Arena. I don't know if that's just because she's not as rare, perhaps, as some of the others, but she's pretty commonly used and does well. And I say she, I don't even know. I think it's not a she, maybe. I'm not sure. Necro says the top 3 units that are hard to rank for DPS are Neza, Ingrid, and Valara. Depending on who you ask, Valara and Ingrid switch number 1 and 2 in placement, while Neza is close third. That's kind of what I've seen to be true. I can't exactly remember which one Ingrid is, but I remember the name popping up a lot. It seems like Neza does good damage, but I don't know that she does as much as Valara does from what I've seen. It's hard to tell necessarily in Arena, because when you're fighting people, obviously the BP of, well, the BP of the creatures is going to vary based on the defense of the defending team, or the BP of the defending team, sorry. And so you can kind of, you can game it a little bit, right, by putting a weak team, a low BP team, or no team with and really a weak team with a high BP character in it, so that you kind of, that one guy is much more powerful than the enemies. Necro says Ingrid is the one that shoots lasers across the map and sits in a chair, showing off her hairless, long arbiter legs. No, that's not ringing a bell. I'm pretty sure I've seen her being used. I'm not very good at recognizing visuals, and so I can never remember seeing anyone sitting in a chair on the map, but I do know that I've definitely seen Ingrid. But typically what I do is I look at the ultimates, and then I'll eventually be able to recognize the icons after I associate it enough times. So we got 2,516,000 gold for that. And we've got quite a few that we can level up to the next level here. So now that we've done that, let's go to bulk organize. We're going to select all, and then we're going to bulk enhance up to level 8. And then we'll see where we're at. That uses 828,723 of their gold. Necro says for right side gear, bangles, amulets, and rings, sell every flat attack, HP, and defense pieces. You'll only use attack percentage, HP percentage, and defense percentage, as they offer a lot more stats for the right side. Yeah, percentage would be better than okay, I see what you're saying. Flat, as in you mean the right, you're saying the flat number. Necro says on the left side, the main stats are fixes, so you can be way more lenient and keep a lot more at the start. Now, when you're talking about selling flat attack, HP, and defense pieces, you're referring to the primary attribute, I assume? Alright, let's see what we have here. Well, actually, I'm going to go on over and see where we're at in the events. Okay, Wizard Sword, we've got our complete resource raid stages 15 times to get that 60,000 gold there. We have a ways to go on spending 5 million gold, but not really all that far, all things considered. And in the Tales of the Smith, we got another 40,000 gold here. Well, that's alright. Okay. So, Necro says, yes, primary attributes. My bad for not saying it. No, you're good, you're good. I just needed to make sure that was what we were talking about. Alright, so over in our background fights, we got 102,300 coins, 4,300 XP potions. We got a Nash right there. That's a 3-star blue guy. That's a little redundant, isn't it? Then we got 1 green guy and 2 gray guys for those fights. Very nice. And then I'm going to set up some gear raid 2s so that we can get a little ways along, perhaps, in that Oracle trial. 10th place at the moment. It's not grand. Haven't been doing real well, but I got a 4-star psychic power token from down there for that. Let's see. It would be nice to get up to the legendary skill crystal set of 3. I've never actually used the gear recasting hammers. I always think that at some point I probably will, but I'm one of those people who just kind of holds on to things, possibly indefinitely, whenever I'm, I just hesitate to use things that are reusable. Necro says, well, weapons always have attack as the main stat, while armors have HP as the main stat. Left side, you always want to go for a set bonus. On the right side, you look for good stats and don't care for the set bonus too much. Interesting information for sure. I also have a red dot over here. Let's see what's up over here. We got recent. Cody says, dang, congrats on Lu Bu. Now you have Dog Chan's buttons. Very nice. Yes. Yes. I was interested in getting that. Sure. Excellent. Oh no, there's a little hero's visitor guy over here too. It's Nero. He says, you must be the commander. I've heard that you're the leader of this land. I'm in dire need of your assistance. In the barren reaches of the desert, unseen dangers may lurk. I beseech your aid as we brace ourselves for the potential battles ahead. Okay, clear the stage to complete the quest. And this is the one that has the guys coming from all these different areas. That's 4 different ground portals. And I think we've been in different areas of defense on this map before. Alright, so we've got Ludwig the Hierophant, who's the boss in here. He has life leeching, which continuously steals HP from the last deployed hero. He also has Abyssal designation, targets the unit with the lowest HP. If the target's HP is less than 50%, it deals massive damage to heroes near it. Immune to crowd control effects, except slow, and it says Thaltol's death approaches. Ludwig was once Salem's most treasured friend, but also the most loyal servant to old Dog. For his master's descending, Ludwig did his friend dirty. Then we have Adag's followers, which are ranged. Maddened Salem farmers that speed up when they get hit. Baron Salem, Abyssal Beholders. Shadowcasters, they're magic guys. Fallen Archers, which are also ranged. Higher Order Abyssal Beholders, and Maddened Salem Stablemen. So those are Stablemen, rather. And those are also the ones who speed up when you hit them. Alright. Looks like all these guys have clothes on, so that's good enough for me. I didn't check to see what the BP thing was, whether we needed to how much it suggests having all that. I think. Well, you know what? I'll put him here. I was going to put him one further, but we'll just put him here, I think. Ah, that's probably fine right there. And then we'll stick Dao Chan over here. Can't get her up close enough to hit him. But we can get him close enough, I think. Although, maybe not there. This is no better. I'm gonna just stick Sulkadins over here. That seems like a possibility. And then where shall I put my other guys? I really wanted to stick him there, but I guess I'll stick him here so he can beat on that guy for a minute. No target in range. Yeah, that's right, because we already killed the only guy. I guess I can throw Wrath out just to have a little bit more um, attack speed for the Nightmare guys. Can't quite hit them. There we go. Necro says Setram increases his range when he ultimates. Yes, he does. I just wanted him to be just kind of constantly hitting it though. Well, that was a silly placement there. That's okay. Necro says you're truly a great addition to the Watcher of Realms community. Happy that you joined us. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. All right, on the stats, we've got arrogance at the top with 3,388,160, followed by Solkadens at 2,612,880, and then Setram 2,201,600. And then it drops down pretty starkly from there. But yeah, I would say arrogance, Solkadens, and then Setram were the top dogs on that one. Okay, we got some background fights finished over here. We got 17,220 coins, 3,000 XP potions. We've got some various ancient, well, one ancient, what's this called? Ancient mythic gear, followed by 3 of the regular mythic gear. And looks like this is an ancient. No, I mean, it looks like it's ancient, right? It's all glowy. That's what I was told. Glowy means ancient. It doesn't say it's ancient. It says legendary gear. But it looks ancient, so I'm going to call it that. And then we got 95 volt in the Sands trophies. Not bad. Alright, now we're all out of stamina at the moment, but let's not let that stop us from having a good time, right? Let's go on back to stage 17, and we'll put it up to something goofy, quick start, so that we can use a couple of these. And you know what? I'm going to use 3 of these, as a matter of fact, huge stamina potions. And then we can max this out and start it. And then hop out of here. And what else? Okay, I need to come back over here to the hero's visit and complete this this part of the quest. 5 arena permits and 200 stamina is our reward for that. Nero says the Pathfinder's tributes hold great significance. Please ensure their retrieval and deliver them to me. Okay, so complete any stage of Gear Raid 3 to have a chance of obtaining quest items. Okay, well, do I stop what I'm doing and go do that? I think I won't do that quite yet. Instead, I'm going to go to the dragon guy, the little Hyperion over here. And we're going to go over to the Pantheon. And first of all, I've got to do the basic trial. And we can go with auto fight, and it won't do it in the background, so we'll get to watch this excitement here with however I manage to do this at the time. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Necro says, depending on how much mythic gear with attack main stat, or attack percent main stat, and attack speed slash crit chance substats you have, you might be able to push into stage 18 of at least 2 gear raids. I have gotten there with at least one of the gear raids. I'm not really sure which one. But certainly I finished stage 18 of one of them at least. I can go have a look in a moment. So let's see here. What did I do over here? I think it was just built kind of a defensive wall, and then with Dao Chan here in the middle, and more a matter of withstanding the assault than anything else. So I think it took a whole minute to get through this. I could probably redo it at this point and get through it faster, but I'm not overly concerned about it, so I just kind of left it with how I did it the first time. Oh yeah, looks like I have Solkadins up here, just kind of raining fire on them as they go by too. I feel like that blue altar top thing there by Solkadins does something, but I can't really remember what, so there's that. Alright, so we got 150 XP potions, 9 of these Shelter Insignia 3s for that. And that gave us the reward for clearing faction trial on any difficulty level 1 time, which is 10,000 gold. And we can claim the box at the top for 34 more diamonds. Another quest we want to do is perform 1 summon. I'll do that in just a minute. Let's hop over to the weekly one. Enhance 3 pieces of gear to level 8. Claim this box here, which is a random quartz keystone level 1 to 2. I've not unlocked that yet, which I think that's what unlocks whenever you get all of the gear raids up to 18, is the ability to do things like that. But I'm not there yet. So we're going to come over to this perform 1 summon and go perform at least 1 summon. Necro says gear raid 1 and 3 are the easier ones. For Gear Raid 2, the tactics are a bit much to learn after stage 18. People use a Volca Awakened 1 strategy together with the rare hero Decimus as the 2 key units. If that's the one with the sandstorm and stuff, I think I could probably do that at this point. I think I have the characters to manage it now, most likely. I think I think that the platforms one is the one that's giving me the most trouble, the one with the water and the flying fish, because I just don't have much in the way of good marksmen. Let's go ahead and use our special ancient summonings in the hopes of getting an Emerit. They are very low hopes, because the odds are quite bad that in 4 summons that I'll get him, but we're going to give it a go. We got Dagna, the 3-star defender. I almost said the 3-star deserter. That's not quite right. She's from the Northerner faction, and she's a lord. Mighty things come in small packages. Dagna's a North Throne faction leader, able to greatly heal herself. Then we're going to summon again. And we have Gogren, the 3-star fighter. Stained crimson, this feral beast rouses allies with his war cry and goes berserk when health is low. And he has a very large spiked club. And I think that's got to count for something. He also looks intimidating. Here's Rutu. He doesn't really look all that intimidating. I think that he's I don't know if you guys know what a horny toad is. They also called it a horned lizard, and we have a good number of them here in Texas. And he looks fairly similar in some ways to a horned lizard, not so intimidating. So he's Rutu, the 3-star fighter. This Scalekin's in it for the thrills. Gains a shield after placement and recovers costs. Necro says all you need to get to stage 19 on Gear 3, Flying Fishes, Idril, Maul, Dolores, Radao Chan, and another marksman with decent single target damage. If you got these, you basically have everything you need. Yeah, I haven't done that raid again in quite a while. I haven't tried to level it up. I probably could at this point, because I do have Tizira and I also have someone else. I don't know who, but there's someone else that I recently got that I thought would do very well. Talon, that's the name. Talon, I think could be helpful there, if it's the one that I'm thinking of. Yeah, I probably could manage it at this point. I just haven't tried again since then. It's been, I don't know, maybe probably more than a month since I tried that one. Alright, here we have Spring, the 3-star healer. As rejuvenating as the season itself, Spring can heal multiple units at once. Her good friend Autumn can also heal multiple units at once, and she also has some utility function. So same star rating, and yet Autumn was always more useful to me than Spring. I didn't even give Spring a fair shake, to be honest. Alright, so we've got the special invocation of spirits, or the crazy invocation of spirits. We've got a few that we can use, and I'm going to throw them in to the special invocation of spirits and hope for Deza or Beelzebub. Let's go to go. Necro says a cost generator like Narvi, Cyrene, or Dalen are also nice to get the units on the field faster. Yeah, I've used Narvi and Dalen fairly regularly in the past. Didn't really use Cyrene so much. Necro says Spring is Autumn's talentless twin sister. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, she's just kind of... It's a little sad when you have both of them and you're comparing. I mean, okay, so Spring might be better if you're looking for just a straight healer. Possibly. I'm not really sure of that. But Autumn's utility is very, very useful for a rare. So here we have Screef, the 2-star marksman. Can't trust this one. This vile goblin will lead you into the dark before plugging you with his daggers. I'm not sure that I would trust any goblin. I don't think Screef is alone in that. Here we have Nash. Now see, Nash is the one that we got in that resource raid a little bit ago too. So he's a 3-star fighter. I'm not super impressed with him personally. His name hits the nail on the hammer head. Nash eviscerates multiple enemies at a time with his morbid club. Alright, let's see what we get this time. Could be anything. And it's Preetor, the 2-star defender. Wielding his great mace, Preetor defends the weak while in constant search of his lost love. Summon again. I just remembered about you guys telling me about the black. I don't think they're black. I think they're dark blue, kind of river-like things that are coming out of those obelisks, turning blue if they, or maybe turning a lighter blue if they are going to give me a legendary. All right, so here's Hayden, 2-star fighter, hulking and tanky. This trusty warrior can reduce hero summoning costs. Cool. Just what we were talking about earlier. And Walgrak, the 2-star mage, running with a band of thieves. Walgrak slows his enemies with his putrid magic while increasing his own speed. Necro says, all green uncommon / rare goblins used to be very strong and useful. Ooh, I hadn't seen that happen. Before they reworked how poison worked, they used to just delete bosses with their poison. Crazy. And the only one left with the old poison is Liam, uncommon. Oh, Liam is good. Yeah, I mean, for a green, he's at the top of the heap for green wins. He can still be used against a few bosses. I'll believe it because, yeah, he's not terrible, really. He's the only green that I'm like, okay, he's okay, you know? I'll use him in some faction trials and things still. Here's Nunya, the 3-star healer. Let this one's magic soothe your soul. Nunya calls upon the jungle to heal her allies and bolster defense. We have 7 crystals left, including this one, not counting the diamonds. There's Screef, the 2-star marksman. Can't trust this one. This vile goblin will lead you into the dark before plugging you with his daggers. We're going to follow that up with Glenn, the 3-star defender. Devout to the holy light, this reliable defender turns to prayer in order to deflect and reduce damage. And then, who do we have next? We've got Elikos, the 3-star marksman from the cultist faction. He has some uses. I still throw him in faction trials as well. Not every day you see an ivory-skinned goblin. With frosty arrows that inflict slow, he just can't miss. And Necro says his neurotoxin does true damage depending on enemy max hit points. Talking about Liam here. Stacked up, he removes 3% max HP per second, so bosses survive 34 seconds at most before dying from his attacks. Crazy. Well, unless they heal, I suppose. Alright, so there is Elikos. 3% max? That's interesting. Necro says Elikos, the albino goblin. Great slow units for his faction. Yeah. Early trials. Yeah, absolutely. I was using him. In fact, I think I'm still using him in faction trials. And here we have Hayden, the 2-star fighter. Hulking and tanky, this trusty warrior can reduce hero summoning costs. And Skolf, the 3-star fighter. With a galvanizing roar, Skolf boots allies and lays enemies low, able to regenerate health when low. I clicked the wrong button there. We're going to try this again. We still have 2 of these summoning crystals left before I go to the black market. This is Camille, 3-star healer from the Watcher faction. Camille is ever the sight for sore eyes. Channeling the power of the holy light, she'll patch you up in no time. She's one of the early heroes that you get, along with Voltus, and of course Rex. So, there's Langland, the 2-star healer. Langland is as devout as can be. His healing magic dispels negative effects, keeping allies in the fight. Alright, so we're going to click through that and hop over here to Bow Root, who has for us a rare summoning crystal for the low price of 52 diamonds. Significantly less than the 88 diamonds you could get in the summon window. Now, we're going to refresh. This is our first of 3 refreshes that are free. And then refresh again for the second one. We get 3 per day that are free. Nothing doing there. Let's refresh again. Yeah, did not hit more of the summoning crystals, unfortunately. I think we have something now. We're not quite there. We are 1 low Need a volcanic salt to be able to use that mystery rewards there, but I will check over here at the trading hall and see if there's anything fun and entertaining here to grab. I think I shall. Um, so what I'm really looking for at the moment are just shards, crystals rather. So let's get this Royal Grace, which gives us 1 legendary summoning crystal shard, 2 legendary skill crystal shards, and 1 epic skill crystal. And then we're going to grab the Gift of Treasures so that we can get this 1 legendary summoning crystal shard, 20,000 gold, and 50 stamina. Alright, and then for our final purchase for the moment, we're going to get this Princess Retribution. And that has 1 ancient summoning crystal shard, 2 legendary skill crystal shards, and 50,000 gold. So hop out of there and see if we can put anything together in our storage. No such luck, unfortunately. But we'll come over to events, go to spiritual altar, and claim this 200 diamonds from that window. Okay, still got plenty of fights going in the background. Let's go to quests. Claim our 2 4-star psychic power shards. Claim the Tide Onslaught rewards 1 time. Sure, we'll go do that real quick. Let's just claim it. I'm not gonna actually do the Tide today. It's already 1 a.m. and supposed to be trying to get to bed by 3 today. I told a friend I would make that attempt, so I've got to move along a little while. We'll see. We got 34 legendary skill dusts, 340 talent points, 48 epic skill dust, 12,000 gold, 55 stamina, 102 rare skill dust, and then we have some shards for demon soldiers here. We've got a carrion hound, an elite skeleton archer, and a scalekin mage shard. So cool. I don't end up using those so far, but maybe someday I will. I see that I have something in the upper left here. It's under achievements, and it is under collection. Own 10 epic heroes of Awakened 5. And for that, we get 20 legendary awakening tokens and 10 achievement points. Okay, popping out of there. And then I want to check on the arena. Okay. This claims that I have 321,370 BP on my team. I think I have something more like 313,000 BP in this team. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So let's go ahead and refresh. And we'll try this 62,574 guy, whose stage monsters BP is 234,652. So we'll give this an auto fight here. Just kind of want to look and see what we've got. Okay, there are some options here. Let's just use the top team that I have on the board here and give that a go. 372,745 is the BP on that one. And let's see what we have. They throw out Wrath first and foremost. He's got Heavy Blow. Increases damage by 30% for 30 seconds. Additionally, every 3 attacks launched triggers an extra attack up to 5 enemy units in range, dealing 115% damage. It's an interesting choice. They threw Wrath out, and he's just sort of standing in the corner. And I don't know why. It's interesting. Okay, well, that was Chet off with 62,574 BP. He, of course, did 0 damage. Arrogance topped the damage at 579,071. We got 3 arena coins, 8 champion points, and 5,000 XP potions. And then we have 3-day wonder over here with 78,375 according to that. His stage monster VP is 176,471. He has, I think that's Lunara, maybe? And Idril? Possibly, that's right. We'll see. Alright, so there's Idril. Her ultimate is limitless shots. During the skill effect, each basic attack fires 3 consecutive shots to one enemy, each dealing 80% damage, lasting for 20 seconds. During the ultimate, the hero's attack range becomes unlimited, and her attacks no longer prioritize airborne units. So they followed that up with Lunaria. That's her name, Lunaria. She has Dark Moon Salvo, convenes the power of the Dark Moon, shooting 4 Dark Moon arrows to a single target rapidly. Restores an extra 100 rage if the target is killed. And that is all that he put in his group here. So this is 3-Day Wonder. And we'll see how it goes. I've got bad news for him. I'm probably going to be making a comeback at this point. This is wave 3, and it's normally the point at which my team kind of gets it together. Alright, so we got the victory against 3-Day Wonder, who had 78,375 BP. And the stats show that the top damage was Arrogance at 2,142,220, followed by Idril at 1,845,170, and then down to Setchum at 1,106,070 damage. We also got 3 Arena Coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 5,000 XP potions for that. Okay, we can go ahead and give a try to Psyopath. Nice. What a Psyopath. Giving out the C and the H like that. How could they? Stage monster BP is 395,915 on that. So they're starting with Hex. He is pretty good, but unreliable from what I can see. He has Mad Truth as his ultimate. When triggered, increases damage by 140% and attack speed by 100, reduces attack interval by 50%, and replaces all cards with the Joker. This effect lasts for 35 seconds. They followed that with Silas, who I've also seen often in Arena. He has Shadow Cloak. Damage increases by 80%, and each attack becomes soul sniping that ignores the defense and magic resistance of the target for 20 seconds. Then they threw out Dao-Chan. She's in DPS mode. She'll switch between healing mode and DPS mode. And then we got defeated, and so I can't tell you who the other guys were. That was Psyopath at 395,915. Top damage was Hex at 2,125,600, followed by Arrogance at 1,416,650. Drops off after that to Salas and Setchum. We got 3 Arena Coins and 4 Duel of Champions points for that. Alright, let's go ahead and give Mistis 17 a try, 396,551. Which is also the monster VP. So sure, let's do it. Auto fight it is. Necro says, did you know that the original game that later became Watcher of Realms was named War of Embers and made by SGRA Studio? The game got sold to Moonton. The devs accidentally leaked everyone's personal emails. Whew. Luckily, they were only alpha testers. But it was still enough to cause a backlash. I would imagine, yeah. Moonton, after acquiring the game, made Watcher of Realms out of it. It's crazy. No, I had no idea. I've never heard of War of Embers, but yeah, very cool. Good info. Like, oops, we leaked every one of your emails. It's a shame. It's a good thing this isn't like 2003. That could be real nasty there. Ah, yes, what we got going on up here? I apologize, I wasn't reading these things. We have here Silas again. We just saw him a moment ago. He's the one with Shadow Cloak, does some sniping. Then we have Sithra. I've seen Sithra a few times. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what she does because it looks like we won that way. So that was just a 17 with 396,551 VP. Top damage was Arrogance at 1,981,920, followed by Silas at 1,661,520. We got 3 arena coins, 8 Duel of Champions points, and 5,000 XP potions for that. Necro says there are still videos about the alpha test on YouTube. You can see that Salazar used to be an epic and Mari used to be a legendary. Crazy. Rex also used to be an epic and not a rare. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, it's just... yeah, no, I think I would. I was thinking of doing something for curiosity's sake against that psychopath, but you know what? I'm not going to right now. I've only got so much time left, and so yes, I shan't do it. But what I shall do is stop this right here, and then pop over here to the Hero's Visit and go get some of these tribute things. I think that's the technical term for it. Alright, we'll start that. And then get out of here, come over to the quests window and claim the Tide Onslaught rewards. Stamina potion sample is what we get here. Excellent. How's about going to the Gold Dragon Pass weekly quests? We've got a few different things. We performed 10 summons to get 750 Gold Dragon tokens, eliminated 2,000 monsters to get 1,125 Gold Dragon tokens, leveling us up to 36, and successfully enhanced gear 20 times, which gives us another 750 Gold Dragon tokens, levels us up to 37. Going over to the level rewards, we got a couple things here. We've got 5-star Psychic Power Shards, and 30,000 gold. Okay, so having to use the old noggin for a moment and figure out what's the best move next. Got some stuff in the shop that needs to be claimed. We've got the daily luck over here, which gives us 1 legendary summoning crystal shard, 10 auto fight attempts, and 40,000 gold, followed by the W Gold shop, which has in this treasure chest 10 diamonds just waiting for us. Then the regular bundle down here has 30 stamina, and I think we also get this weekly free offer, which is 1 rare summoning crystal. So let's grab that, pop back out of there, and could go ahead, I suppose, and summon at least once before that finishes. Let's do a summon here. I can understand why Rex used to be an epic, because actually he's pretty good for a rare. Here we have Hayden, the 2-star fighter. Hulking and tanky, this trusty warrior can reduce hero summoning costs. Let's summon again. And this time we have Rogers, the 2-star defender. Stalwart and loyal, Rogers can bolster his own defenses to become a human wall. Alright, confirm that. And we have over here some diamonds to claim, 15 of them. Also, the background fight completed, giving us 7,350 gold, 1,380 XP potions, a couple of legendary gear pieces, possibly ancient, who knows, and 1 of these Pathfinder tributes, which is what we actually need here. So we'll go back over here, go stage 15. Let's auto fight another time here and see if we can get what we need there. Now, speaking of gear raids, you were interested to know which gear raids I had done. And since I don't know what the right answer there is, so gear raid 1, it looks like I've completed through stage 18. And then gear raid 2, I'm on stage 18. Gear raid 3, this is the one I'm worst at. I'm on stage 16, have not completed it yet. It's pretty rough. But like I said, probably I could most likely go through it successfully at this point because I have enough heroes that are good at this point that I ought to be able to probably. Alright, let's see. While that runs, I will go summon a little bit more here. Let's go back over to this and see what we get. It's Nash, the 3-star fighter. He is the one whose name hits the nail on the hammer head. Okay, we got 3,675 coins, 690 XP potions, 1 of these mythic gear pieces, and 1 Pathfinder's Tribute. So we finished our Pathfinder's Tribute requirements over here. Let's come back over to Nero and submit them. Completed the quest and got 3 4-star psychic power shards. And Nero says, I really appreciate it, Commander. Yeah, no problem, Nero. Any day of the week we can handle that. Okay, now let's start running some more of these Vault in the Sand raids, which is gear raid 3. Let's just stick it on max and let it go. And then come back out of here and check on the arena situation. We got another 55 seconds there, so no need to do that. In which case, I will go over to the summon window and try some more of these attempts to get Nazar or Beelzebub. Don't know a great deal about Beelzebub. I've seen him a couple times. Here's Walgrat, the 2-star mage. He runs with a band of thieves. He increases his own speed, I believe, and slows the enemies. And now we have Nalbris, the 4-star mage from the Nightmare and the Esotericist factions. Every child in Tia has had nightmares of Nalbris. He deals AoE damage and summons exploding scarecrows. We can also share this lovely image of Nalbris in order to get 50 diamonds. Not too shabby. I'll take it. We continue on and summon again. In case you were unaware, we're on to using diamonds at this point. Here's Liam. We were just talking about Liam a little bit ago. He is the 2-star marksman from the Piercer faction. Unshakable and accurate, Liam can attack multiple enemies simultaneously from an impressive distance. Okay, what do we got now? It's Maureen, the 3-star marksman from the Infernal and the Piercer factions. Captain Reeves' first mate at your service. Maureen bombards enemies with her explosive ultimate. She's not wonderful. She's acceptable, but she's not wonderful. And here she is again, gracing us with her 3-star marksman Piercer presence. And Sorzus, the 3-star mage from the Nightmare faction. Advisor to the Nightmare Legion, Sorzus preys on the weak. He does exceptional damage to low HP enemies. And here's Voltus, the 3-star mage from the Cultist faction. Voltus, assigned to protect the commander, possesses electrical powers of mysterious origin. Beware his devastating storm. He's the guy who comes along at the very beginning, pretty much. And he starts out as this gem, but as you promote him, he turns into this guy. It's weird. Here's Rutu, our pink-skinned dinosaur of earlier. He is a 3-star fighter, and he recovers costs after he is placed. And then we've got Spreef, the 2-star marksman. Can't trust this one. This wild goblin will lead you into the dark before plugging you with his daggers. There's Arlo, the 2-star fighter. A masked man of the people, Arlo's a dexterous fighter who can reduce hero summoning costs. Alright, I'm going to click OK for now. Pop out of here and go over to the arena. Because it's time to refresh those opponents and see what we have in store for us. Let's try Mayorick. York. Let's try that. 353,894, which is also the VP of the monsters. He has a little bit less VP than us. That does not mean anything one way or the other. Monsters VP being a little bit lower is definitely helpful. Okay, now they stuck out Edril first. That's the one with limitless shots. During the skill effect, each basic attack fires 3 consecutive shots to one enemy, each dealing 80% damage, lasting for 25 seconds. During the ultimate, the hero's attack range becomes unlimited, and her attacks no longer prioritize airborne units. Then they followed that up with Hotsuit. Hotsuit is very, very good damage. She has Ghastly Burst. Deals damage to up to 5 enemies nearby, dealing 230% AoE damage every 0.3 seconds, lasting for 4 seconds. And then Dao Chan, she is in her little red fog mode, which means DPS mode. And they've stuck out this fellow. He is Silas. He looks very similar to Arrogance, but he's on a platform. And the only reason that I say that is because of the stance that he has there whenever he's shooting his little arrow. So that was Mayorick. 353,894 BP. So, topping the damage was Edril at 3,047,520, followed by Arrogance at 1,794,620, and closely following that is Silence, 1,418,450 damage there. Very cool. We got 3 arena coins and 4 Duel of Champions points for that. Still have a couple of permits, but no thing to use them on, unfortunately. For the events, we have the Spiritual Altar over here with 300,000 coins. Seems like it would be a good idea to try to get that next set of coins right there, or the diamonds, rather, 300 diamonds. Feels like not the worst idea. Checking the storage to see if I had any shards to put together. Doesn't look like it, so we'll go back over to summon. And back into this, and then we'll use up probably the remainder of these diamonds that I have. This is Camille, the 3-star healer from the Watcher faction. She's the one that you get early on. She's a good single target healer for the first quite a while. And here's Rogers, the 2-star defender. He is the one who can bolster his defenses to become a human wall. And then Marine, the 3-star marksman from the Infernal and Piercer faction. She's not nearly as good as Brienne. She's like she's like the knockoff version of Brienne. Here's Shelor, the 3-star fighter. 2 axes are better than 1. Shelor's blood surge throws her into a frenzy. Okay, I stopped a little early. I still have 281 left. So here we have Halder, 2-star fighter. As a traveling mercenary, Halder seeks to repay a debt that saved his very life. So we'll have 1 summon left after this guy. This is Spreef, the 2-star marksman. Can't trust this one. This vile goblin will lead you into the dark before plugging you with his daggers. And Halder, he is the traveling mercenary. He seeks to repay a debt that saved his very life, and he's a fighter. Alright, come here, do the rewards, get 2 mythic extracts. Very, very cool, very cool. Alright, what now? I think some things that I have to, or should do real quick, is going to be the guild windows where I'm trying to go. Drake's Chasm Daily. And let's do an auto fight against Nightmare 3 and an auto fight against Nightmare 2. Because I'm failing to get to bed by 3. So I'm going to have to rush it a little bit. Alright, so it's always fun to kind of watch the leaderboard on these fights to me. They kind of jockey for position. I'm there for a good bit. Arrogance just does solid DPS throughout. But Centrum and Sulkins both kind of do more as time goes on. And then Xena, of course, does less after her initial burst. And then we'll pull her up and put somebody else out and kind of do the old switcheroo there. And I probably put a Nora out in place of her first. I don't really know if putting her out next would be good or putting the other guy out would be best. Alright, so we ended up with 10,054 dragon blood in that fight, which puts us at the next to last chest on him. And then Nightmare 2, we'll auto-play that, see where we're at. Turn on these overall statistics over here, we wouldn't have missed that, right? And it's kind of the same song and dance, you know, you throw Xena out, and I put her over there in that corner so that she doesn't receive healing. And that way she'll sort of die a natural death pretty soon. And so I don't have to mess with it as much while I'm trying to do other things. So it works pretty well. You know, she dies, she's done some good damage, and then I throw somebody else out in her place. And then very soon I'll put back Xena back out, switch them up. I think this is the Nightmare 2 dragon that I'm currently looking. Alright, so that finishes that one off. 10,287 Dragon's Blood, which gives us all of the chests to complete this. And then we have an update over here. The challenging Drake's Chasm 2 times gives us 20 guild points, 20 guild activity tokens, and 5,000 gold. Not too shabby. Let's check and see if we have any donations we want to make. Nah, not really. Thanks, but no thanks. And over here, we have something in the add friends window. It's Bam Bam 958. Sure, we'll accept a Bam Bam 958. Why not? Sounds like a plan. Alright. Now, think I've done all of the summons that I currently can do, but I'm going to make sure before I... Okay, so I actually do have one of these special divine summoners things. Let's go ahead and do it. So, we got Aveline, the 4-star defender from the Northern Watcher faction. She's the Centaur girl, is what I call her. Fierce Centaur heroine with unbreakable fortitude. Her iron stomp inflicts massive AoE damage and stun. Alright, cool. That's okay. I won't complain too much about it. Over in events at the Spiritual Altar, we have those 300 coveted diamonds. Very nice. It means that we can go and spend a few more over here in the summon window. And why not, right? Why not indeed? Let's go back to the special invocation of spirits and do our best. Starting with Nash, the 3-star fighter. His name hits the nail on the hammer. And then we have Barclay, the 3-star fighter. When deployed, Barclay raises the defense of nearby allies. His pike grants him decent range. Only got one more to do, so let's do it. It is Leon, the 2-star marksman from the Pierce faction. Unshakable and accurate, Leon can attack multiple enemies simultaneously from an impressive distance. Okay, cool. That's all I can do for that. Now, what else? I'll go look at the arena. I don't think there's anybody I want to tangle with on there right now. So, I'm going to just kind of clear the zombie invasion. I'm not actually going to play it per chance right now, because again, I don't have time. I'm just going to quick fight. I'm going to click a few buttons on the stage, and then I'm going to quit it just because, again, I don't have time to do it right now. So, alright, let's quit, and then the whole point of that is just to get the auto fight things. So, auto fight attempts. That's the one. And so we go to quests, we claim these 10 auto fight attempts. And in the Oracle's trial, our rankings have gone up enough that I've got this 1 myth extract here. Moving along fairly well. Let's see if I have anything else I want to level up real quick. I think I do. Bulk organize, we're going to click all, and we're going to bulk enhance it all up to level 4. And that ought to have moved just a little bit on this board, but obviously not enough. Tales of the Smith, yeah, we're still pretty low on getting anything significant. And even if we got this 4-star psychic power shard or token, it's not exactly mind-blowing. Unfortunately. Let's go ahead over to the mine real quick, where we have 2,950 coins, 1,850 XP potions, 14 stamina, and 1 arena permit. Okay, let's see. In that case, what do I want to do next? I suppose I can come over here to storage, and first off, get these 0 to 3s that just popped up on the screen. Go ahead and bulk enhance these guys up to level 4. And then I'm going to select the 4 to 7 things. And we're going to go over to bulk sell and start looking for which ones we want to sell real quick. Which is a good number of them. I'll keep that one just to see how it turns out. We don't have too many here available comparatively, but it's still a good bit. $243,000 gold with that. And then we're going to go to bulk organize, and we're going to try to bulk enhance these guys up to level 8. That worked. And then let's see, 8 to 11. Not too many to have to worry about, so let's go ahead and bulk sell and see which of these I'm less impressed with. Alright, almost have all of these guys selected. We got 6 Kukulkan spirits, 6 Enchantress's spirits, and 477,000 gold for that. Interesting. Who knows what I did wrong there. Alright, so from our great background fighting, we got 77,480 gold, 13,500 XP potions, a couple of pieces of mythic gear, 1 piece of legendary gear, 380 Vault in the Sands trophies, 10 of these Infernal Cleric Demon Soldier shards, and 10 less Flying Maga Demon Soldier shards. Not quite good enough to get any further than this. Yeah, well, that's too bad, because out of time to continue. I will run one more of these Both in the Sands trophies. That's about all I've got in me, I'm afraid. Autofight there. And then I suppose I can come and look at heroes real quick. Let's see if there's anything fun and exciting to do. Ultimately, I'm going to probably, I would imagine I'm going to want to level up Uvu. I don't know. I haven't really looked at him. Feels like it's likely. I like Eliza. She's pretty. That's probably the main one that I'm gonna look at leveling right now. Should probably do it. We got 4,305 tokens, or gold tokens that is. 750 gold, sorry, XP potions. Piece of mythic gear and 20 volt and sand trophies there. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to call it here for now. It was a pleasure streaming with you all and chatting with you. As always, if you're not following me, be sure to turn on or to follow me so that you can turn on notifications. And that way you can see the next time that I go live. Hopefully, I will see you all then. Until then, have a good night.